We are stoked about the 6 brand new resources that we have just for you at LaunchpreneurAcademy.com. I'm Mr. Producer, and Brian has been working hard to make sure the resources you've been requesting are now available for download. We have the landscaping bid form and estimate sheet.
This is going to be huge. I'm so excited about making this available to our landscaping friends.
The customer cancellation of service letter.
Canceling customers and pruning your business is one of the most important things you can do.
The subcontractor agreement form.
If you guys are hiring subcontractors, use a subcontractor agreement.
The change of order landscaping form.
There's not a landscape job you do where something doesn't change. They want to add lighting, they want to change plants, they want to change things around.
The employment application form.
Now we have that at LaunchpreneurAcademy.com. It's $30. Every person you bring into your organization needs to fill out the employee application.
The employment handbook and company guidelines.
When we hire new people, they are going to get an employee handbook. They're going to sign off on it, and it's just another way to CYA.
Get instant access to these 6 new resources plus 30 more at LaunchpreneurAcademy.com.
All these documents are downloadable, editable, and you can customize them to your business.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no-nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It's your host, Brian Fullerton here, hanging with you guys today. And we have another great guest interview lined up. Really excited about having so many of you guys on the show and so many of you guys getting to share your startup story, your business success, and everything that you guys got going on. I love hearing what you guys have going on, probably as much as you guys love hearing about what we have going on. And then you know what? We're all winning together. Well, today we got none other than Troy Bernauer, if I said it correctly, with TJ's Lawn and Landscape. So, Troy, welcome to the show, brother. How you doing today?
Doing all right. You were close to the last name, but nobody pronounces it right, so don't worry. I'm doing good. How are you?
Give me the correction. How do you say it? Bernauer. I'll get it right the next time. There you go. I was close, but it's a little bit of a tricky one, but that's all good. So this is actually really cool. So we're going to get to hear a little bit more about Troy and his business story. And we actually got to make this episode kind of quick because he's getting ready for his first snowplow event tomorrow. And so, Troy, you got some snow moving in, or what's the story there, brother?
Well, I would love to tell you if I knew, but like I said before, we were talking, before the podcast started, earlier in the week, the weather app had said, at first it said 1 to 3, and then it changed to 3 to 5. Overnight, I wake up, I'm like, where's the snow? And then it said, oh, by the way, it passed you,
Oh, no.
So I don't really know. It does say tomorrow we're supposed to get 4. And when I look at the radar, at least last time, it was kind of passing us a little bit. This time, we're dead right in the middle. So I definitely think we're going to get some snow. Just picked up my first commercial contract, so I'm happy about that. I got a whole bunch of residential to do. I'm happy, and I definitely do hope it does snow.
That's awesome, man. It's so funny because today, go figure, because we're starting to get some snow in the Midwest. A couple different spots, Minnesota, Wisconsin, right? So I'm starting to see the Instagram photo that goes around, this time of year, and it's like snow between 6, 7, 8, 9 p.m. Sometimes maybe, sometimes not at all. Maybe 100 inches, maybe 0 inches, may happen, may not happen. Like that whole.
Exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep. So I'm seeing that go around, and that's so true, man. It's like I always joke. And you know what? This might be some good career advice for my daughter when she grows up, because I always say weathermen are the only people that get paid $100,000 a year to be wrong 7 days a week. Like literally no other profession could you be that wrong that often, butterfly effect or not, I don't give a crap, and still keep your job. Nobody really burns you at the stake, and you make a pretty hefty salary, And so I don't know, man. If people are always looking for job security and they want to go get a job at the federal government, that might not be bad. But you know what? If you want to make some good money and never have to worry about job security, consider working at the Weather Channel. Just kidding, sort of. So all the Weather Channel people are like, hey, man, what did I do? So get the weather wrong 7 days a week. So any which way. So Troy, let's go back to you, man. I'm excited about hearing more about your story. Give us we always kind of do this, give us the minute or two, maybe highlight reel about who you are, where you're from, how old you are, what your business's name is, and what things kind of look like right now. And then we'll get into your story here.
You got it. I love talking about it. I'll say so my name's Troy. Started the business back in 2016. I was a senior in high school. Just turned 23. My birthday is actually on Christmas. So that's awesome. Yeah, the business name is TJ Lawn and Landscape. I have changed it a few times, but I think this one's to stay. Yeah, so in the past few years, from 2016, been in business about 6 years now. This is, I believe, my 4th year going full time. And in these past 3-4 years of really pushing the business, I went from I want to say it was a 2002 or 2003 F-250. That kind of, crapped the bed. Not gonna use some bad language here. Had to get rid of that truck fairly quickly,
Okay.
And that really seemed like, they usually say a business can shut down in its first year or two. After that, you're good. And that really scared me because I was 2 years in and I'm like, crap, now I have no truck. So just for those guys out there who don't really want to finance or this, that, and the other thing, when you're young, I had my uncle co-finance with me. In my first year, I was able to refinance the truck and take his name off of it. Very happy that now it's in my name. That's my 1500.
Okay. The Ram 1500?
A little bit. Yeah, 100%.
Cool.
Backtracking a little bit, I got the truck. I was able to buy a trailer, and my first mower was actually from Home Depot. It was a John Deere Z355E 48-inch.
Okay.
Sold that this year. Very happy about that as well. This year alone, though, we got a Ram 2500. That's a new truck this year, and because of you, I actually did get the dumper dog. Very happy about that one. I put a snow dog on it, VXF2.
Yeah.
That has not seen use yet. But yeah, very happy that at least in these past about 3 or 4 years, I pretty much almost have none of the same equipment that I started with. My rig now, 100%, it's a 2500 with a 7x16 enclosed trailer. I did have a 5x10 dump trailer that I actually sold that to get the insert because I weighed out my goods and bads on doing that. That this year I do plan like my one major purchase besides possibly doing a shop within the next year or two would be another 7x14 dump trailer with ramps and all of that to do a skid steer because we really push landscaping and hardscaping this year.
Yeah. Wow. Dude, so you got it going on, bro. And you're 23 or 24, you said?
23.
Man, so you have a lot going on. You're over there in Jersey. Never a dull moment. I talk to so many people from Jersey. You guys are like the coolest people ever to talk to all the time. I don't know why, but like I need to get over to Jersey and just say hey, because like I'm sure there's good food, good eating, and good scenes and good things to do. And I've done, I think, more coaching calls in the last 90 days with people literally in Jersey than probably anywhere else. So whatever you guys are all doing over there, man, keep it going. So let's take it back to when you were 17, 18, 19 years old. That seems when you were saying you got started in business because this is your 4th year, I think 3rd year full time. Correct me if I'm wrong. So what got you into the business and what made you start a lawn and landscape company?
Well, I'm happy you asked.
There you go.
I always hate talking about it, but I've said it so many times. When starting out the business, long story short, when I was very young, my dad, his brothers were very into sports,
Okay.
And my eyesight started going. I needed glasses. I started chunking up a little bit. I wasn't good at sports.
Sure.
So one dad always told me that I was doing better at, and obviously you want to make your dad happy. He told me I was doing better at cutting the lawn. So when I was younger, I told him, I was like, hey, let's open a business one day. Sadly, when I was about 12 years old, my dad passed away. And I still wanted to, obviously do that, fulfill the promise. I told him we would do it one day.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to put a note there. I don't know if you heard my dog in the background.
No. You're totally good. I was just saying, wow, like I lost my dad at 16. So I was just, that's such an unfortunate thing, obviously. And then also at that age, like it's very, very like critical time for, a young dude, between those age, 12 to 18, if you will. So no, you can keep going. But I was just like, man, I can relate.
No, I actually didn't even know that. Have you said that in videos before? Because I won't lie, I never knew that your dad passed as well.
I think I might have shared it on a podcast or two, but yeah, my dad was a painter and he had passed away on a lunch break while at a commercial site. Not to like, get into it, but long story short, he went on a lunch break. He had his painter worker van and when he literally just at lunch break and passed away. He dozed off, went to sleep. His heart had a heart failure. It wasn't a heart attack, but there was something that went wrong with his heart, and he just kind of like drifted off to sleep. And then an hour later, they were like, "Hey, where's my dad's name is Carl?" And they went out to his van, and he was just there, and he was gone. And I mean, not to go on a whole nother story, but like, man, I'll tell you what, when people say like, you never know when they're going to go, like you never do. And I was 16 and dude, like, I didn't have the best relationship with my dad. Didn't have like a bad relationship. My parents were divorced, but at the same point, like here today, gone tomorrow, and kind of wrecks your world. So I was 16 and that was tough. I can only imagine at 12. That's a really formative, couple years right there, so.
I'll tell you what, I mean, like my dad, same thing. It was a heart failure. They had found him in his apartment because, my parents were actually in the process of a divorce.
Wow. Holy cow.
Look, but you know what? Obviously, you don't want to make the whole podcast super sad.
Sure.
As I was saying before, that's the main reason that's why I started the business. Like I said before, I went through a few names. I don't remember what the first one was. In my garage / shop, I have a lineup of all my business cards from start to finish.
Oh, that's cool.
Or at least my one. And I want to say like the name was originally, it was Troy's Lawn Mowing Service, my first one. That changed really quick. I think it went to TB Lawn Care because my initial's TB.
Okay.
And when I started going full time, I was like, okay, TB Lawn Care, I don't really think sticks to somebody. I want a name that when they hear it, one of those things, And I was like, well, I started the business because I wanted to have something for me and my dad. So the actual logo now, well, some people say it's very simplistic. I love my logo. I'm actually very happy with it. A lot of guys say the logo that sticks out. Mm-hmm. Mine, I did on Photoshop and took a few minutes, but I've used it for years and I loved it. It says Troy and Jim. It's TJ Lawn and Landscape. And I'm happy because, now people know,
Yeah. So the J is Jim. Is that what you said for your father?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's pretty cool. I mean, yeah. I mean, dude, if there's like more to it than just the like the name or something like that, the T and J, then yeah, then dude, you do you. Like that's cool. Like who cares what anybody else thinks? That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. 100%. I've actually said before, going off the who cares what anybody else thinks. 100%. I'm the type of person. I really don't care if someone doesn't like what I'm doing. You always hear that day old thing. The only people who are going to hate on you are the people who are doing less than you. But just being honest, I mean, I always say, though, when somebody who knows nothing about what I do comes up to me and kind of gives me advice about what I'm doing, I don't really shut them out, though, because there's sometimes, like, outside looking in, somebody has thought of something that I never thought of.
Sure.
Kind of going off what you're saying, a little different, but,
yeah.
I've had people suggest to me that know nothing about the business, and now that's, like, a core thing that I keep to myself. Like, I run my business off of that idea, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's a really cool thing, and that's a really cool story. That's part of your personal story and your business story, and it all intersects, if you will. Like that makes sense. Like so, sometimes people, always have an opinion, and that's okay. But at the end of the day, you're happy with what the business's name is, and frankly, the logo looks just fine to me. So keep doing what you're doing. And you know what? You could always sell TJ's, lawn and landscape. Like somebody might say, hey, that's like, Troy and Jim or Troy and maybe his cousin or his brother that runs it. They don't know any different, but it's generic enough to where if you wanted to sell it and have it be a citywide business or a regional business that somebody buys off you one day, then you're still kind of good to go there. And that's something we do try to talk a bunch and when naming the companies, like make it like more as generic as possible, but like something that you're still proud of and want to be attached to. And so I think you ride that fine line, and that's totally awesome. It's a little bit more difficult for me to sell off Brian's Lawn Maintenance when you're Brian, so
right.
Well, so dude, I'm going through your Instagram right now, and I see the green John Deere mower. So that was your first commercial mower. Where did you go from there? Are you still rocking John Deere? Because then I see it looks like you maybe bought an enclosed trailer shortly thereafter.
Yeah. I don't necessarily remember the timeline. But yeah, so my first purchase, I want to say that I made like a big purchase was the Z35D through Home Depot.
Okay.
Obviously, I had push mowers. I had Honda push mowers. When I decided, you know what, I don't really like push mowing these bigger backyards, I was like, all right, what am I going to do now? I don't necessarily at the time, a couple years ago, didn't have the money to get a stander. So I'm like, all right, let's look at my options for a walk behind. And then when I saw the walk behinds were still a little ahead of my price range at the time, that's when I actually came around the Cub Cadet 33. And I'm actually very happy that on my YouTube channel, when you search Cub Cadet 33, my video on is like the first one to come up. I like to make the videos and stuff that people haven't done.
Yeah.
And like helping out younger kids. And I'm going to backtrack to something we talked about before later. But yeah, so I had the John Deere 48-inch from Home Depot. I had the Cub Cadet 33 that I actually regret getting rid of, and that's a whole other story. I love that mower. After that, yeah, I did. John Deere had announced, I want to say, a couple of years ago, like at the end of the year, around Halloween, Thanksgiving, that they were coming out with a new version of their 500 line, the 500 and 700.
Okay. Okay.
So that's why it's actually not a commercial 60-inch, but if you didn't know by looking at it, you couldn't tell the difference.
Okay.
I was like, you know what? Let me try this mower. With the price range at the time, it was not even $5,000 60-inch mower. And I've had it for, I want to say, a year or two now, and I absolutely love it. It cuts beautifully, and I just maintain my equipment, Another thing I always talk about on my Instagram, my YouTube, for the kids starting off. The commercial equipment is going to last you longer. It is made that way, but there's no problem starting off with residential equipment. I will also say, I used to do, by myself, 80 lawns a week with this residential equipment. This past year, we went down to, I want to say, around 45, 50 because we focused more on the landscaping. But moving forward, yeah, my most recent mower purchase was a Staris. I don't regret it, but I definitely think there were better mowers I could have gotten.
Sure.
Yeah, so 100% I'm definitely now in the commercial game. I do want to actually get a John Deere standard, a new 48-inch, because right now we only have the 60 and the 36.
Well, you have the 30, what do you got, the 32 or 36 or the 44 Staris?
The Staris is a 36.
Okay, so yeah, the 36 Staris is, I'm actually still a fan of the 36 and 44. Like, I think that's still a decent backyard gated mower for Exmark. I think the 52 and the 60 are a little bit of a rougher stand-on mower compared to what you'd probably demand or expect out of Exmark. The new ones that are coming out, I'm telling you guys straight up, I've had so many people shoot me like DMs like, hey man, what do you really think? And I'm like, I say my opinion. It's what I say in private is the same thing I say public, and vice versa. I'm the same person. I'm like, it's a really good mower. You're gonna love the new Exmark Vertex VERTEX solid mower. So if you're looking for a stand-on, I can finally put a feather back in the cap of Exmark and say go with an Exmark stand-on. But when it comes to those backyard mowers, the Right Intensity, the Skag V-Ride 2, I think it's still a V-Ride technically, and then that Staris are still really, really good for the gated backyard. So let me back up really quick because I saw on your Instagram feed here your trailer evolution. You had a utility trailer, maybe a big Tex utility trailer. So this rig, that's the kind of the reason I love Instagram and social media and even YouTube is you're kind of like are documenting your story. And I've heard 1,000 people say that now ever since like your boy here said that about 4 years ago. Why I got on YouTube was like to just document our business and story. Nothing, it wasn't really to impress anybody. It was just for me to look back on 5 years from now or 10 years from now and say, look at all these videos. Look at where our business came from. Look at where, look how I thought, look how like who I was. By the way, somebody sent me a video, a screenshot of Bedell and I doing a walk around on one of his rigs. I think it was over in like the Lowe's parking lot of New Hudson, Michigan. And my gosh, like we looked like babes. This video.
I remember that video.
Yeah, dude, we were babes. Like he looks so much younger. Dude, like me and Bedell have been having some conversations lately. Like, dude, we're getting old, bro. And so Bedell looks like I call him George Clooney. He looks like a younger George Clooney. He's got like that gray, kind of hairline thing going on. And I'm like, dude, rock it, man. Chicks dig it, And then I'm like, I was like, man, I was like 160 pounds, 150 pounds. I was a thin man, dude. Like my wedding day, I was 140.6. I was a string bean, and now I've got the double chin going on. I got to get rid of that. But anyway, so somebody was giving me some crap about that once. They said, Fullerton, you got this double chin thing going on. I said, yeah, when I was broke, I wasn't eating very well. But anyway, so that's a whole other story.
What a nice way of not talking about your wife.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Well, man, people, you get some comments about that still, but those don't make it out. Those people are on I don't know if you can ever like find some accountability with social media. There's some people that I'm going to pay a visit to, but that's a whole nother story. Because man, people come after everybody, and I just don't understand. I would never say things that we get commented on, especially on our second channel about Liz or me or whatever. But anyway, digress. Going back to the utility trailer. So you had the utility trailer, then it looks like you upgraded to the enclosed trailer. I got started with an utility trailer. Love in utility trailers, super universal. What was your story with that trailer? What size was it, and then what did you do with it? How long did you have it?
So yeah, when it comes to the trailers, a little off topic, but kind of on topic. I don't like making purchases, at least anymore, that I don't think are going to last me. Obviously, starting off when it comes to the John Deere mower, it was a 7x14 open trailer, single axle. I knew these were things that weren't going to really be around for maybe more than like 5 years. But help me start off. Obviously, starting off, you need equipment to get the job done. You need to get the job done to make money, and you need money to buy equipment. You know, it all wraps around. So the 7x14 single axle, I believe it was a Big Tex. And actually, like the front part, if you're actually looking at the picture, I think the side came off and made ramps. Almost never used that, but I took that as an opportunity to kind of, some pictures show it. I made logos to put on the trailer, and I did that on the sides and the back ramp.
Yeah.
That lasted, I think that trailer maybe lasted about 2 years. And in 2020, I purchased not only the 7x16 enclosed trailer, going back to what I was actually talking about before I wanted to talk about this. When I went to go buy a trailer, I was like, hey, right now I have a 7x14 single axle open trailer. I'd like a 7x14 double axle enclosed trailer. And the guy said at where I bought it, hey, we don't actually have any 7x14s right now, but this is the price for a 7x14. We have a 7x16 and I'll sell you this for the same price as a 7x14. I was like, heck yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm so happy that I purchased the trailers when I did right at the start of the pandemic, because the prices then were so much better than they are now. That's a whole other conversation.
Well, I mean, dude, you're not kidding there. I had one of you guys send me a quote for a shirt track. 8.5 by 20 enclosed, all the bells and whistles. It was like 19 G's, and I'm like, holy Jesus! I was like, holy Jesus, bro! I said, what are they putting on that thing? And he goes, dude, that's what they are nowadays. And I'm like, dude, they were just 10, 12, 13,000 bucks. And but you know what? I believe it. Like man, I'm telling you what, there's a plug for the rate increase letter at Launch Purdue Academy. I'm just kidding, but it's crazy to see what's going on there with just, well, you know why? Because metal and what steel's 300% more, wood's 300+% more. It's just, you got the trailers are nothing but steel and wood, and it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't even get me going on that. But so you got that white trailer though. That white enclosed trailer, is that what you're still rocking now? Because that's a beautiful setup.
Oh, 100%. You know what? As you were talking, I just opened up my filing. Take a guess. Where's the date here? April of 2020. How much I paid for a 7x16?
Well, when did you order it?
I didn't have to order it. It was on the lot.
Oh, I would have said 7x16 or 14.
7x16.
7x16. If it's got probably like the 3,500 pound axles, I would say probably between 8 and 10 grand.
Lower.
Really?
I'll tell you, I was surprised. Look at this. I don't remember it being this low. I paid $5,000.
No shoot. Well, there you go. Yeah. You can now sell for 7 to 10 grand. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah. I honestly, I probably could if I really wanted to. I've been saying I'd love to upgrade to like an 8 by at least 16. So I'd probably look into that. Yeah, I may do that this year. But yeah, same year I bought it was a 5x10 dump trailer. I want to say around the same price, around 5 to 6.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like dump trailers used to be $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. Maybe 10 grand for the Cadillac. I know that's what some of the nicer higher end dump trailers are, about 10 grand. And nowadays, same thing, $12,000, $14,000. Yeah, that's that. I mean, I always tell people dump trailers are one of those things where trailers being aside, I wouldn't really buy too many used trailers unless they're like in mint condition. I'll tell you that, but because they just get used and abused, and you don't know what's been thrown in there. But dump trailers, they have some pretty heavy duty axles typically, and so I'm less concerned about a dump trailer because you're also not using a dump trailer as like religiously as like a utility trailer or your enclosed trailer pulling your rig around all day. So buying a used dump trailer is probably something that's not a bad idea. Just just check the axles and make sure everything checks out. So let me go back to this. So where are you guys at today? So you said you were mowing 80 plus lawns a week a couple of years ago. Are you still around there, or what's the business look like today?
So this past year we downsized to, and I was actually very fortunate. I'm not that person. I just want to get rid of somebody and not give them a fallback. Mm-hmm. If for whatever reason during the season, let's say a problem customer comes up, it's just one of those things. I really can't deal with this anymore. When it comes to, let's say somebody has 50 customers, if one is causing an issue, you just don't want that on your shoulders. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But so we were about 80 a couple years ago, and downsized to about 45 or 50 because I actually knew a local kid who was starting off, and I said, "Hey, listen, you could not have met me at a better time because I actually do want to downsize my business. If you want, let me take you around to these properties. You can introduce yourself and you can take them over for me because I do need to downsize my business." And that's what we did. I still talk to this kid. He's local. He's awesome. And he's really kicking it. But yeah, so we, this past year we're doing about like 45, 50. And this year I want to go back up to around the 80, which definitely seems like it's going to happen. We actually, most people have been upping their prices this year. And I'm very happy that, our new price, I pretty much, I just send somebody an estimate, and for the most part, they're saying yes, which makes me feel I have to up my prices even more if they're just saying yes and I'm not hearing no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm happy with where we're.
That's awesome, man. Well, good for you. And you're 23. You got so much good stuff going on, and you also have a really good like YouTube and social media following. Like you're one of the guys trying to put together a good YouTube channel. Talk a little bit more about social media, things you're watching, things you're posting. What got you into being active on Instagram and YouTube?
So when I first started my my YouTube, actually a few years ago, I wasn't really pushing it much, and I didn't know that other guys in the game were actually making videos. The only one I was watching was Brian from Top Notch Lawn Care.
Yeah.
He was the only one back then. As I watched his videos, I saw he started doing videos with Fall River, It's His Turf, and then other guys came up. Like you came up, Blades of Grass Lawn Care,
cool.
Copper Creek Cuts, a whole bunch of guys. So that's when I really started like watching other guys, and I'm like, oh wow, these guys are doing the videos, yada yada. I wanted to start my channel so I can look back kind of like on Instagram of what I was doing years ago. But now, I want to say I started the year a few hundred, maybe no more than like 300 or 400 subscribers. And this year alone, I'm at like 1.2K. That's okay, for
awesome.
A year. But my videos, I do a lot of reviews. I do a lot of how-to videos, and the reviews and the how-tos are really what I see, people are happy about. They're messaging me on Instagram and they say, "Hey, have you seen this new piece coming out? You ever going to do a video on that?" GIE, I was surprised that people actually saw me and they were like, "Hey, I recognize you." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I saw you. I saw a few other guys. The best part is, and I have never said this to anybody before, and if he listens to this, I will feel terrible. Naylor had recognized me, and I was like, "Who are you?" I didn't know who he was, but he knew who I was, and I felt absolutely terrible. But he's such a great guy. He's so genuine. That was probably my favorite thing about GIE.
That's awesome.
He was like haters talking about, I was DMing you about last week that somebody was hating on me for something like that. You always hear haters just talking, and it's always because they're just jealous of what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I literally, people ask me all the time, like, what's my opinion about people like that? I just go, I don't even have an opinion. I don't even care anymore. Yeah. I didn't care from the beginning, haven't cared, still don't care, never will care. And, it's just, and by the way, I just don't know where people find the time to hate. I've never, Liz and I talk about this all the time. We've never one time, we haven't even disliked a video. I mean, unless it's like garbage, spam, something really dumb, like people just being, prank videos or like that kind of stuff. I hate those kind of videos. So I'll thumbs down that kind of stuff. But like, I've never left the comment let alone even left a thumbs down. I just don't even understand like how or why somebody would do that. And then to like make a video or like DM somebody or leave like 3-paragraph rants or like make Facebook groups about me. It's just so funny. It's just shows what people do and don't have going on. And especially in the off season, man, people's minds become idle and work against them instead of putting that energy into something positive, which you think would be the logical thing to do and work on your business. Like I've been on the phone all day. I was telling Troy over here, I'm like, dude, I've been shooting a podcast. I had a coaching call. I'm with my insurance agent a couple different times, working a couple different insurance policies to shop my rates around. I mean, this is what you do in the off season, not make, I just don't, that's what I do. Let me just rephrase that. That's what I do in the off season. And besides, monitoring our sites and trying to lock down lawn care contracts for 2022, but I will say this, by the way, I was talking to Corey Ballard about maybe 2 weeks ago now, maybe 3 weeks ago even. I think it was before Christmas. And I was talking to him about the mower magic. And he goes, yeah, did you, because I was just trying to get some more info and I just go 100 miles an hour. So I'm like, Corey, like, give me the lay of the land. What is this stuff? It looks really dope. I said, what's it like compared to some other different cleaners out there? And he was giving me all this science, and it's not just like another cleaner rebranded. It's like really, really good stuff. And so
it's seriously amazing. It is.
Well, it's funny. He goes, did you see TJ's video on YouTube? And I said, dude, it's so funny. I had just got done watching it like an hour before it got promoted to me because I'm subscribed to your channel. So I go, I did see Troy's video. And he goes, dude, he goes, one of the best videos, just it's 4 minutes, whatever, like short and sweet, before and after, just what you're looking for, no fluff. And you had a really good video on the John Deere, like you were talking about. That yellow went from like, like the grimy green black, that we all get on the deck to literally showroom floor yellow. And you were like, hey, I don't have a code for this yet, but like I got it from Brian's code. And I was like, I was like, dude, like, when I get a shout out, like nobody gives me a shout out because like I'm the big fish, and I'm like, can I get a shout out? Like anybody? So I'm like banging my little tin cup on the prison wall. I'm like, anybody? So when you gave me a shout out, I was like, I like this guy even more. This is actually pretty dope. So why do you like doing the review videos and the how to videos? Because that's what I like kind of enjoy making. Why do you like that? And is it just that residual evergreen content that's just helping people out there? Or what's your thoughts?
You know what? I feel like, a lot of guys, I'm not the type of person that I want to grow my channel as fast as I can. There's no one, I'm not, talking against the guys that I feel like, the overgrown properties. They grow people's channels like crazy. I'm happy for them. As I was saying before, Brian with Top Notch Lawn Care is the first one I ever watched, and he's doing it, and it helps his channel tremendously. I love that guy. But I like doing the reviews because, if I look up the thing I'm doing a review on and I don't see like at least like big reviews on it, I want to do that. How-tos, I personally feel a lot of what I've learned in the business, I either taught myself or learned on YouTube because, losing my dad at a young age, there's a lot of things that he never actually taught me. My mom's had boyfriends in the past, maybe one of them taught me how to do like an oil change or something like that. And I guess it's somewhat like stubborn, I guess you can say, that I don't want another guy teaching me something in his shoes, I guess you can say.
Sure.
So I'm kind of stubborn. I want to watch YouTube videos. I want to kind of learn it myself. And that's how I feel. That's why I make the how-to videos.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what works with those are the ones that really do well. While I kind of would like to, here and there, maybe do an overgrown property video, because why not? My town, we just don't have much of that. People really, they maintain it, or if someone's not maintaining it, so the town really gets up them and say like, hey, you got to get it done. So we don't have much of that around here. But that's kind of my niche when it comes to my channel and what I like doing.
I love it. What's the name of the channel again? Is it the same as your business?
Yeah, TJ Lawn Landscape. Yep.
Awesome, man. Well, you guys got to check that out. Well, TJ, let's do this really quick. Let's button up here with maybe some maybe last final thoughts or things you want to leave these guys. Because unfortunately, I do have a hard stop. I got to get some other stuff done in the queue today because it's just never a dull moment around here. But I'm really glad that we were able to jump on the phone here for a good half hour and get to share your story. And again, you guys got to go check him out on YouTube because a lot of his videos are really good, including the mower magic video. And I was like, that's actually pretty cool and great job. I mean, you're doing really, really good. Gaining 900 to 1,000 subscribers in a year is a really good pace. That was what I gained, one of my first years doing YouTube, my first year doing YouTube. And it's like slow and steady. And YouTube compounds like it's like a snowball effect. So just keep doing what you're doing. It'll grow. You'll get 10,000 subs. And especially with the kind of content you're putting out, quality content that's going to be here for years to come. That's to me way more important than, some of the other content that kind of gets pushed out there by YouTube and the algorithm and maybe the trend. So that that being said, where can people find you? Where can they link up with you? Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, plug those really quick, and then we'll button this guy up.
Yeah. Where people can find me, like my Instagram is also TJ Lawn and Landscape. My YouTube is TJ Lawn and Landscape. If there's like a couple things I can say to wrap up. If you guys are starting off, you have a new business and you really want to get something going, you want something set in stone for your customers. If there's one thing I can tell you, if you go to entrepreneuracademy.com, all the way at the bottom, those service agreements, use them. As soon as I started using Brian's service agreements, my business shot up. Let's just say I doubled profit last year because of Brian alone.
Wow.
It was my first year doing over 6 figures, taking like revenue and profit over 6 figures last year. I have a stack of these service agreements that I have to send out now. And it's awesome because, it's one of those things I tell people the incentive is, it's not a contract. It kind of just gives you the opportunity to check off the things that you want for the season. So rather than, you give me a call and say you need it done, and I tell you, I'm sorry, we're too busy right now. You check it off, it is getting done, and that also gives you an idea of what you're going to be taking in, beforehand in the business. As we were talking about before, when it comes to the mower magic and all that stuff, not to plug my channel even more, but yeah, I do like doing giveaways whenever I can.
Yeah.
Over Christmas, my family, we got COVID, and that is my birthday. So since I couldn't do anything for the holidays, I did a Christmas giveaway. Through Ballard's website, the first guy was a $250 thing. I want to say, what did he get? He got the advanced shoot. The second guy got a light bar, and then because it was like $250, $100, and like $50.
Wow!
And the other guy got the scraper, right?
That's awesome. That's really.
Ballard was running a year sale for 15%. I still use Brian, Spencer's, and B&B Lawn Care's 10% off code.
Well, that's really cool. Well, super generous, dude. Like I don't know what to say. I really appreciate that. That's actually really, really cool, and super generous of you too for that kind of a giveaway. So. That's why, like, I enjoy having many people on the show, but people that are pouring back into the community too. I do these podcast episodes to, give some encouragement to the next guy that's out there, and just so we're out there, filling their brain with good stuff and encouragement, and hearing other people make it and win. Like that's exciting to me. But it's also cool when you have other people that are, pouring into the community, growing their own thing, their own brand, doing it their way. That's always exciting, man. So I'm your biggest fan. I'm excited for you and excited about seeing what you got going on, and gosh, just to see what you've done the last 36 months has been super impressive, and I'm excited about seeing where you go over the next couple weeks, months, and years for sure, including plowing your first snow with your first snow blade, first snow plow. So that's going to be exciting times, man. So wish you all the best this upcoming next couple of 48 hours, man, and with plowing snow and making that dough. Amen. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Awesome. And I wish you luck too. Obviously, with the new property and all that, you have a kid, Oh, it's luck, man. Never a dull moment, brother. That's why we're all out there still hustling every single day. Amen. So, so awesome. All right, well, guys, we'll button it up right here. Again, this is just a quick episode here on the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. We got Troy over here with TJ's Lawn and Landscape, and give him a follow on Instagram. Give him a follow on YouTube. Maybe hit subscribe on his most recent video that he just dropped. Say, hey, heard your podcast with Brian. You guys did a great job. I don't know. Leave something encouraging for Troy over here, and go through his last 5 videos. Give them all a thumbs up really quick. It's just really cool to see when you guys do stuff like that and support and reciprocate and help the next guy out. I mean, we're all in this together, so I'm always trying to, every time somebody shoots me a DM and says, hey, I just started a YouTube channel, can you subscribe? I immediately stop what I'm doing, click the link, and go subscribe to their channel. And I go in the last video too, say, what up, though? Like Keith Gelfus, and thumbs up the last video or two, just to help them out, just to give them a bump. And you know what? Sometimes those videos have 4 views. You're the 5th. They have 1 like and 1 dislike because somebody's a butthead. And you know what? You can immediately put that video up to a 2-to-1 ratio and just let the algorithm know to surface it to 10 more people and give it another shot. I mean, those little micro things out there make a huge difference out there. So I think I'm literally subscribed to about 500 channels that probably all have 50 to 100 subscribers. And I watch. I try to watch and encourage and support you guys and hit the thumbs up. And we're not a big deal by any means. Like, we're just a normal guy just like you guys. And so I want to, try to encourage you guys as much as you guys encourage me. So that being said, Troy, that's what I got, brother. Thanks again for your time, and thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it. It was great talking to you.
Absolutely, brother. All right, guys, we'll button up right here. This is another episode on the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. And guys, we look forward to catching up with you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Let's do this really quick. Let's kick it back over to Marty, Mr. Producer, to hear a little bit more from the show announcements and the show sponsors. And then, guys, we will catch up with you here on the next one.
If you need help with your books, listen up. Carla and Joe and the entire team at Cycle CPA is Brian's go-to firm for accounting services. Now, if you're in the market for a CPA that focuses in on our industry, go listen to episode 288 of the podcast or check out the free webinar for Fullerton Unfiltered listeners that takes place Thursday night, January 27th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You do need to register for the webinar, and it focuses on business cash flow management and accounting best practices for those that are in lawn care and landscaping. The link is in the show description, and if you decide to utilize their bookkeeping or CPA services, please mention Brian to save yourself $200.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.